All right, Coach. So you were a little disappointed, I guess, last week is what we're going to call it, with your team. How'd you think you guys did this past week?
This week we have 2 weeks. 3 weeks between competitions from our last one to the next one. So right now we're more just in that regrouping period and really trying to take some positives and learn from the negatives that we had when we were out in Missouri Southern with the boys team. I think the thing that they did really well is that sometimes you just got to leave those things back in Joplin and leave those feelings back after the cool down. Just kind of shut them out and leave them back there. And I think we did a really good job with that. We got out there Sunday last week on the long run and got back after it. Had a couple good workouts Tuesday and Friday last week. So I don't think it's really hurt their ego too bad. I think that's what I get a little bit more worried about than anything, is that they're going to let it affect just the way that they go about their daily business and get down on themselves and figure the season's over when it's far from that. So we knew it was the heat, humidity was a big factor in that, and we kind of looked at some things and made some changes, and know that going forward, that especially after watching some races this weekend, that we can put our destiny back in our own hands by running well at our next couple meets, running well at the conference meet, the regional meet. Dallas Baptist went out and beat Missouri Southern, so we'll face them at the regional meet. So fortunately, we're at a little bit of altitude here, and that always helps us. We don't when we go up to Denver, that definitely helps us out compared to those schools coming up from sea level. So they're very good. They're a top 10 team in the nation, no doubt, but that's what we want to be as well. So if we want to be a top 10 team, we're going to have to beat Dallas Baptist, and if we're going to want to make it to the national meet, we're going to have to be able to run right with those boys. On the ladies' side, again, like I've kind of said, we're just kind of adding some pieces to the lineup as we go through the season, and it definitely showed in workouts. We were able to get some of the girls together, working out together for the first time. So it made it look a little bit more exciting for my end. There hasn't been a whole lot to get too excited about, but I was able to tell the ladies that they were able to give me something last week in practice to start getting excited about. Watch some of the teams that I thought were going to be a little bit better this year in our conference, that they aren't quite performing to the level that I thought they were going to be at. So we're taking a little bit of excitement from that, and knowing that even though we're having a little bit of a rough go getting going, so are some of the other teams in the conference. So if we can really piece things together over these next 5 to 6 weeks, that we can hopefully pull out the same kind of result that we had last year at the conference meet. So again, just a lot of evaluation this week and trying to take some positives from what was maybe a little bit frustrating when we were down in Joplin.
Coach, despite an overall rough week, essentially, at least you had a little bit of consolation, it sounded like, with Briggs Westlake getting the Lone Star Runner of the Week. Talked a little bit about that award.
Yeah, Briggs is one of the most consistent runners that I've ever coached. You kind of know what you're going to get out of him. I don't think he had a spectacular performance at Joplin, but it was definitely our best performance of the meet, and for him, relatively, it wasn't too far off of what would have been his best, which is always our goal, that when you have an off race, or maybe not your best race, it's not too far off your best, and that's usually what I get out of Briggs all the time. And I think he's one of the top runners in the conference, if not the top runner in the conference. He was I think the top true non-international freshman last year at the national championships. So he's just puts in the work every week, and always deserving of any credit and recognition he gets. Great student athlete altogether, and just a great local talent for us. We're glad to have him here.